Hello, I'm drinking Pliny the Elder. I reviewed this once when I first got it, probably. Thought I'd do another one. So now I've had several other Russian River IPAs, including Pliny the Younger, and I think so far this is my favorite one, except maybe the regular IPA I always forget about. I first forget the name. Blind Pig. I think I like Blind Pig a lot. Happy Hops was pretty boring to me. Pliny the Younger was good, very drinkable, impressive, but I honestly didn't have as much flavor and aroma as the classic Elder. And this is bottling from a little over a month ago. Got it in Portland, Maine. That's where I tend to get all of my Russian River, is in Portland, Maine. There we are. It's looking pretty pale to me right now, but I had it on draft next to Pliny the Younger, and it was slightly darker than the Younger, I think. There's a little bit of haze to it. Really nice looking head, though. Big soapy bubbles, really dense. Good carbonation, but it's not like super high carb. Sometimes super high carb can make an impressive looking head, but that's just because it's high carb. This is also really cold. A really cold beer can also do that. In my beer fridge, these big bottles only fit in the bottom, and they get blasted with the cooling element. So you got a little bit of haze to it, but definitely not hazy. And I wonder if the aroma's fading a little bit. Maybe it's just a little too cold. Definitely your classic West Coast. Kind of sticky dank. Definitely candy citrus. I mean, definitely sticky dank and definitely candy citrus. Just a light, little teeny hint of caramel malt. But it smells pretty good. One of my favorite things about this beer is the mouthfeel. It doesn't necessarily look like it, but it has this silky, full mouthfeel. I think especially for a West Coast IPA, and there's not that much bitterness. And some leafy, earthy dirtiness kind of in the finish, the centennial sappiness. I guess I shouldn't say dirtiness. But when you roll it around your tongue, it is damn near silky, and there's no bite to it. There's no bubbly part to it. It's not spritzy. It's just very well made. The feel and the head and the carb and all that stuff. That's what really makes this beer kind of, near a 5 beer, I would say. So many brewers are just worried about the hoppiness level of a beer. I guess a lot of New England IPA brewers care about the way it looks and feels. Has to have the haze, but they kind of, after getting the haze right, it can still, the feel can be really vary a lot. I guess with every beer. A clear beer can be bubbly and harsh and coarse. It can also be like this, which is, has a feel that's as good as the haziest IPA out there. Mm-hmm. Definitely the flavor has more sweetness and more sort of maltiness than you'd expect from a beer that's this pale. I really also think that Centennial, that kind of sappy sweetness from the Centennial, kind of brings out a caramel malt or plays with the caramel malt. They're synergistic or something like that. They make all those flavors come out more. And ignore this weird outfit. Not sure what I'm doing here. But it's very nice, and I like how they have all the info written in tiny type around the edge of the bottle, just like Lagunitas used to do. I don't think they've changed anything about this bottle. And they don't really tell you much. It says full-bodied hop-forward double IPA. So yes, full-bodied for sure. It's not super dry. The dryness is coming from the bitterness, not from being like fermented ultra dry. That feel is really good. But yeah, the bitterness and the sweetness and everything's building up. It's a pretty still a pretty intense beer. You have to be a certain kind of person to be able to down a whole big bottle of this by yourself. Though I could definitely do it, but even with this still being very cold, very intense flavor, it lingers with lots of earthy, dank, herbal bitterness in your mouth now. After you have, I don't know, 3 ounces of it or so. It's a mouthfeel. There aren't many breweries, many beers in general I've had that have a nice mouthfeel like this, and that's probably a really complicated interaction of mashing schedule, the malts they use, the hopping, the fermentation, very very complex thing. The mouthfeel of a beer. I mean the smell and taste, yeah, definitely, but I think it's hard to figure out how to do this and do it regularly, and that's how Pliny always has been to me. It's that mouthfeel has just been whoa, that's special. Mm. But just like a hazy double IPA, overtaking my face with herbal greenness, just a little bit different from Southern Hemisphere and more new wave American hops. Different than Citra or Galaxy would do it. But great beer for 4.75 for me. I think I have had Pliny for President, like the double dry hop version, but that was when I was just like drinking it from a can and it was kind of warm. Hopefully I can get one of those again and try it. Well, that seemed like it was a pretty different beer, but who knows? Whatever. So yeah, this is great beer, obviously. Bye.